So we are actually here at SEMA 2018 with Ben and Unplugged Performance. Real quick, in case somebody doesn't know, do you want to tell us a little bit about Unplugged and what you guys do?
Yeah, so Unplugged Performance started about 5 years ago. We are neighbors with Tesla and SpaceX in Hawthorne, California. And what we do is try to make the Tesla even more exciting. The cars are already incredible cars, but a lot of our customers, and ourselves for that matter, are hardcore car enthusiasts that believe that even the fastest cars, even the best cars can still be improved and can be customized for each person's interests. When we started 5 years ago, there was no one doing the kind of tuning that we did, so it was an interesting position to be in, trying to reimagine the future. And the future, of course, is all about electric cars, so we are huge enthusiasts of the electric car movement and huge enthusiasts of Tesla. And the nature of what we do can be seen on this car and a lot of our work with the Model 3, Model S, and Model X. And one of the key things that we do is we design parts that can be enjoyed on the racetrack or going to the grocery store every day. And even a car as crazy as the one we're going to talk about here can still be driven on autopilot, can still be driven every day, has factory ground clearance, and that's really our goal, is to make a car that can be enjoyed in any environment.
Yeah, and so kind of speaking on that, we are in probably one of the coolest Model S's I've ever seen. Teslas in general. It is so custom, it's so much to take in. The carbon fiber work, the stitching, the Alcantara. You want to talk a little bit about this interior and kind of explain this to us?
Yeah, so we think of improving the car as a whole. We don't think of it as just doing exterior or interior or suspension or wheels. You know, it has to be a complete image of a car. And this car that we're sitting in is representative of our complete car program. And we started doing complete cars about 4 years ago. And a complete car is interesting because it allows all these custom details that Tesla simply can't do, because they're so focused on getting cars off the assembly line into customers' hands as rapidly as possible. So our approach is very, very different from Tesla in this respect. We source our cars directly from Tesla, and we work with each customer directly to figure out what is the essence of their kind of style, of their performance goals, of what they're into. And this car represents a complete car, but a very extreme version that we call the S Apex. And we'll get into the exterior in a little bit. But interior wise, this interior reflects our interests in terms of attention to detail, but also the owner's interests, a guy named Derek Collison, who is in California, and he's a hardcore car enthusiast and car collector. And like many of our customers, he loves the P100D Model S, but wanted something a little bit even more supercar-esque, a little bit even more exotic. And the interior, as you mentioned, has a lot of details. In fact, it'd be quite hard to find too many things that haven't been changed. Yeah. And yeah, material-wise, you know, through consultation with Derek, we determined a kind of style that he liked, and of course I love the style too. And it's a mix of materials. The leather is a black Ferrari leather. We use a lot of Alcantara in different ways and patterns. Some of it is perforated, some of it has red stitch, some of it has black stitch. But overall, what we're seeing is a very modern, exotic, premium kind of interior that uses some red accents and stitching, and then the Alcantara work on the seats, and quite a lot of custom carbon fiber work, which we also specialize in. We do all of our composites work in-house, and the interior on this was all handmade by our team. And we essentially look at the interior and decide what's the most beautiful way to express the function of each piece. So the seats have to be comfortable and beautiful, but other surfaces like the center console, for example, we've taken more of a plastic finish and turned it into something that's beautiful from all angles, where the sides are carbon fiber, the top's carbon fiber.
The center console, the carbon fiber work, especially on the instrument cluster right there. I've never seen something like that, especially on a Tesla. So let alone on everything else. It just looks amazing.
Thank you. For the interior, we tried to rethink everything. We didn't want to leave any stone unturned. So everything is Alcantara, even in places that maybe don't get a lot of attention. So we've redone the A-pillars and the headliner in Alcantara. And that extends through to the trunk as well. For our cars, our interior options are so extreme, we don't even have a catalog. It's whatever material that exists on planet Earth, we can put it into the car.
So not only is the interior special, the exterior is what I personally absolutely love. A lot of you know I love wide body kits. It's just kind of my thing. But this car definitely takes it up a notch. Do you want to just kind of walk us through what you've done, what you've added?
Every piece of chrome on the exterior of the car has been turned into real carbon fiber, and that extends everywhere you can see. For example, you'll see carbon fiber on the door handles. You'll see carbon fiber on the mirrors and the mirror stalks, the mirror bases. You'll see carbon fiber on the trims all around the windows. Carbon fiber is on the emblems. Crazily, carbon fiber is on every letter of the emblems, one by one, with the P and the D in a red finish. The Tesla badging on the rear applique is done with the red carbon fiber, and the entire applique is done with the carbon fiber with the V-weave. The front emblem is carbon fiber. The front grille is carbon fiber with the V-weave design. The air louvers are carbon fiber. Anything that we felt would be cool in carbon fiber and that our client Derek wanted, we made in carbon fiber, and all of that work was done in-house in Hawthorne.
But on the exterior, you're going to notice carbon fiber rims, which look amazing on this car especially.
So we've always been fairly well known for our wheels, and already our 20-inch forged wheel weighs 19.8 pounds, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
In this car, the owner wanted us to do something even more extreme. They cost double the price of our standard wheels, so they're definitely not for everybody, but they are real carbon fiber barrels and forged centers, and these are 20-inch wheels on the car that weigh 16.8 pounds, which is pretty close to, if not a record, for the lightest wheel ever made in 20-inch. The wheels themselves are 16.8 pounds, whereas the factory wheels are 38 pounds. Which is a pretty extreme difference compared to the factory wheels on the car. The brakes are 6-piston carbon ceramic brakes. You'll also notice even the lug nuts are titanium. And this car has the very first set of our plug-and-play air suspension racing shocks. Every detail on the wide body on this car is purposeful for managing airflow. And you'll see a lot of details, everything from the fact that there's not a giant racing wing. It's a long tail spoiler that extends the trunk line of the car to manage airflow off the back of the hatch. To the rear diffuser, which is a lot more than meets the eye. It actually goes underneath the car, and it's multiple panels that manage airflow under the body. And especially kind of a fun detail are the front fenders that have this fin element that manages air evacuation out from the front tire. And the overall nature of the wide body is that, sure, we're not going to beat the coefficient of drag of the factory car, but we're able to manage the losses of efficiency at the same time gaining the grip and the performance of a racing wide body, which is really what we're after. And it's respecting this boundary that was the interesting design detail of how do we make something that's mature, that, you know, looks like something that you'd want to drive 10 years in the future as well as now, and that respects the car's design and respects the car's function, and that has as little to no downside as humanly possible.
And looks amazing at the same time.
There's also that has to look amazing.
That key is really what just meshes everything together for me. Seeing the carbon fiber, because you mentioned the whole kit is carbon fiber.
Yes. So, you know, look, we're sitting in a P100D Model S, and this is a car that, normal of a vehicle as it looks, it absolutely destroys everything in the quarter-mile run. You know, every Lamborghini, I think, in production, this car can out-accelerate at least 0 to 60. And yet, it doesn't feel like a Lamborghini. And the question is, how special can we make the car feel visually? We already know it goes fast, but what can we do to enhance the rest of it? And the wide body gives it presence, gives it function, and is exquisitely made.
Yeah.
The wide body is 19 pieces, all made in pre-preg carbon fiber, oftentimes called dry carbon. This kit on this car has some areas of it finished with the gloss finish and a lot of it body color. The kit can also be specified with everything in gloss carbon. And it's made at a motorsports facility that produces GT3 and Super GT race cars. And yeah, we wanted to make something extremely special. And the beauty of this is that it can be installed on the car as a permanent installation where the rear fenders are clearanced and you can really run massive wheels. But surprisingly for most people, here we've actually designed the entire wide body so it can also be bolted on with factory attachment points and adhere to the car without any modification at all. So you could physically install it in a leased vehicle and take it off and trade the car in, and there'd be no damage done to the car if you wanted to. And that's kind of a interesting design constraint that we did, but we wanted to see if it was possible to serve the needs of every category of owner, whether it's someone who wants to go to the racetrack and run 335 with rear tires, or someone who appreciates the beauty of carbon fiber, loves the look of the wide body, and is planning on upgrading to the next Model S, you know, every 2-year cycle or whenever the next car comes out.
I think you just described me.
I've described a lot of people, a lot of early adopters that like to move with Tesla quick.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm already on my second S and thinking about a third. So it definitely is something that, I don't know. Let me know down below. Do you guys think I should wide body my Model S? Let me know. We'll see. We'll see how we can do this. But just the beauty of it, I really love the rear diffuser. Actually, it reminds me very much of almost like the next gen Roadster. It's aggressive, but not too aggressive. It fits really well. And the side fins behind the front tires, I really am a fan of that. It looks really good, and I'm sure it performs even better.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to design a wide body. This is ours, and we really want to strike that balance of function and integration and design where the car feels complete, because this is our complete car program. So we really want every owner that gets a complete car from us to feel like it could have been sold in Tesla's showroom, that it's at that level of refinement and design and integration.
Yeah, it definitely looks it, for sure. You guys nailed that right on the head.
Thank you.
But yeah, if you guys want to learn more about Unplugged Performance, where can they find you guys at?
We're everywhere, at least we try to be. You can find us on our website, unpluggedperformance.com. We're pretty active on Instagram, Unplugged Performance. We're on Facebook. We also run a number of communities that we love to have people chat with us and get involved. We started a race organization called Tesla Corsa, which is a really, really cool thing that you should definitely check out. We're getting a lot of Tesla owners out to the racetrack. We're not talking about drag racing where you go in a straight line. We're talking about a real racing circuit where you can, you know, take corners going really fast and not get pulled over by the police. So Tesla Corsa, definitely check that out. And then we have a handful of Facebook groups that we're active in where you can talk to us about, you know, what makes sense for modification, what you should or shouldn't do. We're happy to offer advice to anybody. You know, we're enthusiasts just like everyone else out there, and we want to support the community.
Yeah, awesome. I'll go ahead and link everything down in the description below. Definitely check them out if you haven't. Have all kinds of cool options for Model 3, Model S, Model X, all kinds of cool stuff. But yeah, as always, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you are looking for a Tesla, definitely check out our website, teslainventory.com. If you're looking for a new or inventory Model S or X, or any Model 3 for that matter, like a Model S or a Model 3 that you want him to make your own, definitely feel free to use our referral code. It's down in the description below and at the top of our website. Any help, certainly appreciated, and if you do use it, we'll invite you guys out to check out our next gen Roadsters once we take delivery. As always though, don't forget to thumbs up if you enjoyed that video. Go and click here to subscribe, here for some other ones. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.